What is the most beautiful, mysterious, or surprising idea in the biology of humans or viruses that you've ever come across in your work? Sorry for the overly philosophical question.
Wow, well, that's a great question. I love the pathogenesis of viruses, and one of the things that I've worked on a lot is trying to understand how viruses interact with each other. And so, all this COVID stuff, I was I was really, really dedicated to understanding uh, how how viruses impact other pathogens. So, how if somebody gets an infection with one thing or a vaccine, does it either benefit or harm you from other things that appear to be unrelated to most people? And so, one system which is highly detrimental to humans, but what I think is just immensely fascinating, is measles. And measles gets into a kid's body. The immune system picks it up and essentially grabs the virus and does exactly what it's supposed to do, which is to take this virus and bring it into the immune system so that the immune system can learn from it, can develop an immune response to it. But instead, measles plays a trick. It gets into the immune system, serves almost as a Trojan horse, and instead of getting eaten by these cells, it just takes them over, and it ends up proliferating in the very cells that were supposed to kill it. And it just distributes throughout the entire body, gets into the bone marrow, kills off children's immune memories. And so it essentially, what I've found and what my research has found is that this one virus was responsible for as much as half of all of the infectious disease deaths in kids before we started vaccinating against it, because it was just wiping out children's immune memories to all different pathogens, which is, I think just astounding. It's just amazing to watch it spread throughout bodies. We've done the studies in monkeys, and you can watch it just destroy and obliterate people's immune memories in the same way that, some parasite might destroy somebody's brain. And, it's.
Is that a evolutionary just coincidence, or is there some kind of advantage to this kind of interactivity between pathogens?
Oh, I think in that sense, it's just coincidence. It probably it's a good way for measles to, uh, it's a good way for measles to essentially be able to survive long enough to replicate in the body. It just replicates in the cells that are meant to destroy it. So it's utilizing our immune cells for its own replication, but in so doing, it's destroying the memories of all the other immunological memories. So, but there are other viruses. So, a different system is influenza, and flu predisposes to severe bacterial infections. And that, I think, is another coincidence. But I also think that there are some evolutionary benefits that bacteria may hijack and sort of piggyback on viral infections. Viruses they just grow so much quicker than bacteria. They replicate faster. And so there's this system with viruses, with flu and bacteria, where the influenza has these proteins that cleave certain receptors. And the bacteria want to cleave those same receptors, or want to cleave the same molecules that gave entrance to those receptors. So instead, the bacteria found out, like, hey, we could just piggyback on these viruses. They'll do it 100 or 1,000 times faster than we can. And so then they just piggyback on, and they let flu cleave all these sialic acids. And then the bacteria just glom on in the wake of it. So there's all different interactions between pathogens that are just remarkable.